Hi, my name's Paul. I work for a company called Marlow Ropes. I'm the sales director. We're here at the Düsseldorf Boat Show and we're about to announce our new relationship with Clipper for the next edition of the 23 and 24 race.
Hi, and my name's Della Parsons and I'm the crew recruitment director for the Clipper race, and I'm keen to learn about what this new product is, Paul. So tell us a little bit more about the lines that you're now launching.
Okay, so we've been involved with the Clipper race now for 10 editions of the race, and after every race we always talk with the maintenance team and the crew on board and just work out how we might be able to improve things. And this year last year we started the idea about coming up with a more sustainable line, a more eco-friendly line. So in the last race we actually provided some dock lines like this, which are made from recycled rPET polyester. And we also had a main sheet on board the boat, which was very similar to this, which was the cover was made from an rPET, so recycled material. The whole point of putting them on the race last time was to check they were up for the job, basically. So now we've had all of that information back and the product works brilliantly. We've had the thumbs up from the maintenance team at Clipper, as well as the sailors themselves. So for this edition of the race, we're looking at how we can encompass more of that into the ropes themselves.
Fantastic. So all of the lines for the next edition of the race are going to be this recycled, sustainable product?
Correct. They're all going to have a content of recycled material in them. A lot of the running rigging is made from a product called Dyneema, which is inside the rope, which is the core. We're now using a Bio-Dyneema for that, so it's sustainably sourced. And all the covers are made from the same rPET material we're talking about here. So it's made from recycled plastic bottles, basically. But we still have to blend in a small amount of raw polyester material. So unfortunately, they can't be 100% of the 100% of the rope at the moment.
But it's still a massive step forward in the sustainability of it. So in terms of the testing, because clearly this is a relatively new product, the confidence that the crew need to know that these lines are up to the job of a 40,000 mile circumnavigation. I guess there was a good deal of testing on the last race with these two products.
Well, the main sheet is obviously constantly trimmed. It's always out in the sunlight. It's always out on deck. It's exposed to the elements. And the mooring lines in this particular instance, obviously they had the unfortunate situation of being used for longer than expected when the boats were tied up in the Philippines and they were exposed to high levels of UV, extreme heat, dirt, and they've come back and they've done the job.
So they've really had a much bigger test than a normal circumnavigation because of that extended period.
Yeah.
We all know UV light's hugely degenerative and has a massive effect. So in terms of other things, from my experience on the Clipper race, I remember one of the key things was chafe, especially when we might be flying a spinnaker and we might have the same spinnaker up on a halyard for 2 weeks at a time actually, and we were constantly kind of sweating the halyard and moving that sort of chafe place around. How confident are you that will really survive those kind of conditions?
Well, all the in-house testing that we've done, as well as the testing on board the boat, have all proved that the abrasion resistance is very similar to raw oil-based polyester. So we don't really foresee any issues. Some of the other ropes where it's not 100%, so we have some ropes that have a Technora element in them. Unfortunately, Technora at the moment is not recyclable or comes from a sustainable source, but things that are constantly being trimmed, such as spinnaker sheets, in the 10 evolutions of the race that we've been working with, we've found that actually adds better longevity to the product. So again, as things move forward, hopefully more and more of these materials like the Dyneema and the polyester will come from sustainable sources, but at the moment there's not much we can do about that particular line.
And again, I guess the confidence comes from the main sheet. I mean, the main sheet is a key line, and having done that last 40,000 mile plus circumnavigation, the main sheet particularly has had a huge number of forces when you're in places like the Roaring Forties and the North Pacific, where we've had hurricane force winds before, and the kind of the boom is being swung around, and the sails are under a huge amount of force. So it's really stood up to a proper test. Yeah,
I mean, based on that, we've actually launched some other products. One of the great things we love about the Clipper race is the majority of the products that are used on board is the stuff that every guy can go into, or girl can go into a chandlery and buy. They're not. We deal a lot with other boats such as Imokas, which have custom built, high-tech solutions to get them around the world the fastest. But what we like about the Clipper race is that it's stuff that and we use it a lot in our promotion of our materials. It's the stuff that a guy who's got a 40-foot cruiser can go into a shop and buy. As a result of that, we've also created this product, which is made from rPET core and cover, which has exactly gone through that testing process and is now used on cruising boats all over the world.
Fantastic, and I'm sure a lot of our Clipper crew racers that now have their own boats as well will be very much focusing on products like this.
Yeah, we've seen a big interest in the fact that we're pushing this forward, and we're hoping that a lot more people get on the wagon.